Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be getting ready together and I'm super excited because this video is being sponsored by Dermstore. They were so gracious to allow me to pick out a bunch of products to share with you all. I've also pulled in a bunch of my old favorites and we're going to combine them and come up with some kind of makeup look today. Now, if you're not familiar with Dermstore, I'll share some just tidbits of information as we go along. But right now, if you are a new customer, they are offering 15% off your first purchase. So as you're shopping, those links in the description box below, you can keep that discount in mind. If you're new here, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. Okay, so before I apply my Ulta MD UV Elements sunscreen, which by the way was one of the first products that I purchased well over a year ago from Dermstore, got me introduced to that website, I wanted to share with you how I got this kind of nice little light sun-kissed glow to my skin. And that was last night I applied this Tarte Brilliance Overnight Mask. It is a hydrating gradual self-tanner for your face. You could also use it on your neck and décolleté if you wanted, but it was so easy to use. I did kind of lightly exfoliate my face and then I applied it and it says it has hyaluronic acid, avocado, and sunflower, and it smells tropical. So it has a little bit of coconut, a little bit of some fruity scents in there. Really nice. My skin didn't break out. And in just one application, I got almost enough glow to match kind of the rest of my sunless tanner. So big fan of that product. Now let's go ahead and go in with our UV Elements SPF 44 from Ulta MD. And you know, this is one of my favorite sunscreens, especially for fall through spring. So in the drier months, I find that this suits my combination skin better. It's a little bit too hydrating for super hot, humid weather, but I have really enjoyed this. It is a mineral-based sunscreen. And again, this was how I first discovered Dermstore. Now, what I love about Dermstore is they are an authorized retailer of a number of brands like this that you can't find on other retail websites. And what's amazing is they offer a 60-day hassle-free product return. So if you have sensitive skin or you have ordered foundations or other things online that don't work out for you, you know what a pain it can be if you can't return it. And I think 60 days is very generous, especially when it comes to trying out skincare. Because for me, you know, just trying it out for a week doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out for me. But now I'm going to go in with some eyeshadow primer while that sets. And I am using my Smashbox primer. All right, now while that sets up on the eyes, I want to just apply a little bit of moisturizer to the lips. So I want to share with you two that I've been testing out. This is the Super Goop Play, and it is Lip Shield SPF 30. It's basically like a clear chapstick, but this is the mint scent. It feels really nice and smooth on the lips. I have been wearing this or this other product for the last about a week in the mornings when I go walk my dog or walk myself. And I really like this. I have been, you know, very good and diligent about putting sunscreen on my face, but my lips, I don't honestly have, I think I have one product that has SPF in it for the lips. So I really knew I needed to up my game for my lips. So I really have enjoyed this. This is water resistant up to 80 minutes. So you can apply this and go jump in the pool if you want to. The other one that I had heard about quite a long time ago and just never tried was by Color Science. This is their Lip Shine SPF 35. And this comes in a couple different colors, but I love the idea that I can slather on lip gloss and it is protecting my lips at the same time. So this one also has a really nice, refreshing minty tingle, just a real light minty scent to it. Now this one is water resistant for 40 minutes. So not as long as Supergoop, but still good. And this feels really nice. It's not super sticky, but it's not super slippery either. I don't find that this stays on the lips quite as long as the balm does, but you know, I don't mind reapplying a nice gloss. That's just a real sheer bit of color.
While we're on the topic of sunscreen, I just quickly want to mention this new one that I also ordered from Dermstore. My best pronunciation is Soleil Toujours. It's SPF 50, clean conscious antioxidant sunscreen, 70% plus organic, water resistant up to 80 minutes, has a super fine mist. It gives your skin a nice healthy glow, no white cast, and best of all, it smells like fruit. No awful sunscreen scent here.
All right, now let's go on to foundation. I was super excited that they had my favorite foundation, Bare Minerals Bare Pro Liquid. I picked up 2 different shades because I like to have a deep shade and a light shade, and the ones I had previously were a little too dark, and even the light shade was a little dark for me during the winter. So I'm combining Warm Light 07 and Sandstone 16. We're gonna see how well this matches kind of what I got going on here. And that's pretty good. I don't mind if my foundation ends up being a little bit lighter because I know I'm going to go in with some bronzer and stuff. So I'm using just a dampened sponge because I want to diffuse the coverage a little bit, just kind of let some of my natural skin show through. But I love this foundation. You know I do. It also contains SPF 20, a little added sun protection there. But I think this is one of the best. If you've seen my favorite foundations video, you know it's my top 2, and it still is. I've been testing out some other foundations lately, and I have to say, this one still wins, hands down. The coverage, the way that it just lasts so well on the skin is just great. All right, as you can tell, I went ahead and filled in my eyebrows. I have a new eyebrow tip video coming, and I think sometimes watching me do my brows is kind of like watching paint dry. It's not all that exciting, so we're just fast forwarding, and we're going now right into eyeshadow, my absolute favorite part of all makeup application. And this next product I have to share with you is from Supergoop as well. It's called Shimmer Shade Eyeshadow, and it's SPF 30. Yes. The eyelids are another area that I never put sunscreen on because traditional sunscreens with my oily lids always make them crease. So I was really curious about this. This comes in a couple of different shades, and it's a very mousse-like texture. But as you noticed, I went ahead and applied eyeshadow primer first. And that is really important. I've tried this on its own when I went out for a walk in the mornings, and it creases like crazy if you don't use a primer. I used it earlier this morning on my walk with a primer, and it didn't budge. So I'm gonna use just a little bit of that on my finger, and you wanna make sure you don't get too much product just in general, but it has a really nice light feel to the lids. This is safe for use on your eyes. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of this along the brow bone as well. I am always pretty good about wearing sunglasses when I'm out and about. That is also very important, but as we know, light can filter through in certain areas, or if you're sitting and the sun's coming down through the top. This is just a nice little way to have a little bit of protection. Now this says you can use it alone or under eyeshadow. So I've actually never tried it under eyeshadow. So this will be a first. We'll see how it works. And I am keeping it out of the crease of my eye. I figure that area is not going to get too much sun anyway, but I just don't want to have too much shimmer through the crease of my eye. Yeah, it definitely grabs the lids differently when you have an eyeshadow primer on. So if you don't have oily lids, I bet you could probably get away with this all by itself and you'd love it. For our eyeshadow palette, I pulled out an oldie but a goodie. This is one that I put away for the summer, and now that we're officially in fall, I love to pull it out. This is the Tartelette in Bloom, and it's hard to tell on camera, but I have deep crevices, like the word tart used to be stamped on these, and so this is a well-loved palette in my collection, and you'll notice this is kind of a deep burgundy shade, so kind of pulling in some colors here. But I also have a shimmery eyeshadow, cream eyeshadow I'm going to use that has more pink, so got my burgundy and pink shirt on, so that's our inspiration. Along the brow bone, I'm going to do a combination of Flower Child and Charmer, and just placing this right under the brow, kind of right over where I placed that shimmer shade. And yeah, there's not much of the shimmer that's coming through, which I am okay with that, especially on the brow bone. We'll see what happens on the lid. All right, next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Sweetheart. And just using a fluffy blending brush, let's put this all through the crease. And I'm going to try, I always say this, ends up being very dramatic, but I'm going to try to do kind of just a real light fall look today. Let's see if we can accomplish that. Let's go in with a smudger brush, and I'm going to go right into this deep dark shade called Leader. And this, it has a touch of, I mean, just a hint of some burgundy tones to it, but overall, I do feel like this looks more brown than burgundy, so you don't have to worry about it looking red on your eyes, but it is a really pretty deep shade. And I want to just press this into the roots of my lashes here, and like I said, I have a shimmer shade I'm going to put on the lid, but let's just add a little bit of some depth here. And then switching to a smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to go to the shade right next to it. So pretty much sticking with that lower row there, and just going to use this just to gently diffuse that shade there, the outer corner, and go up towards the crease just a little bit. Because again, I have hooded eyes, so I want to make sure I see a little bit of color peeking through there. And then I'll go back with my blending brush and a little bit more of the first color, Sweetheart. Just blend that out. All right, so on the lid, I'm excited to have another shade of the By Terry Ombre Black Star. These are their Color Fix Cream eyeshadows. Now, I have Bronze Moon already, and the new shade that I just got is called Frozen Quartz. Yeah, when you see this go on my lid, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Sharalee, this is totally your kind of color. It is a frosty pink that seems to have glided nicely over that Super Goop shadow. So that Super Goop shadow kind of seems to just be a really nice base, so it doesn't seem to interfere with what you put on top. Maybe it makes this cream shadow dry down a little bit quicker, but overall, I think that went on actually very nicely. Yeah, so this color is right there. It is a cooler pink shade. And then Bronze Moon, which is the other shade that I own, I'm going to put this on the lower lash line. And I am just going to smudge this in the roots of my lashes. This is one of my all-time favorite shades in a cream shadow stick form. I've done a video where it's pretty much just one eye look in this color, and it's such a nice formula. And these do have a good amount of time to blend. They give you a good amount of time to blend out, but they set and stay so well. All right, so let's see, looking at our shadow on our lids, I think I'm probably going to add just a little bit of this shade right here. Let's add just a touch right here in the inner corner. I'll probably touch that up at the end like I normally do after I apply concealer. But let's just add a little bit here. And then I'll go back one more time with this shade called Rebel and just kind of overlap that shimmer shade a little bit. All right, as you can tell, I have already applied concealer and I powdered from here up. I finally have narrowed down my favorite concealers, so that video is coming. So another video tease of something to come, so stay tuned for that. But I have not powdered now down here because I have another cream product I want to try. So this is from Jouer, and I've used several products from Jouer, but it's been a while and I've never tried their Blush and Bloom. This is cheek and lip duo. Oh, forgot that you can use this on your lips. Now, what I find is unique about this when I was reading about it online is it seems geared more towards those of us with combination 2 oily skin because it supposedly has more of a dry down to kind of a matte finish. So I'm excited to try that. This is a product I've actually not tested out yet. Let me swatch these two ends. So it's dual ended. I love that. And the combination that I have is Uplift Me and Amuse Me. So those are the two shades right there. You can see pretty kind of blue tone pink and then a very neutral kind of warm pink. So I think I'm gonna start off with the brighter shade and I'm gonna use, I think, my favorite brush. I know you can go straight on your cheeks, but you know, that always scares me. So use a kind of duo fiber brush if you're scared like I am of getting too much product. Okay, that's not too bad. Blends in very nicely and it's not, well, it's pigmented, but it's not like scary pigment, you know? Okay, so as I'm putting that on, I already know I'm gonna tone this down because I have another product I'll go on top, but let's go ahead and switch to the other side now. I'm gonna roll that up a little bit. And let's see the combination of those two shades. Oh, that's pretty. And keeping in mind that I am going to still powder, I know some of this will be diffused just with a little powder, but that's nice. That worked in. And yeah, instead of your typical glow that you get from a cream cheek product, you can see it's pretty matte and actually it's not tacky at all. Wow. All right, you combination oily skin gals like me, let's rejoice. We now have a cream product that isn't going to add to the look of oiliness on our skin. All right, I'm going to take my beauty sponge with my leftover foundation and just tap in this front part a little bit. Like I said, I have another cheek product we're going to use, cheek color product, but you know, gotta test it all. Yeah, this is really nice. I really love that it feels like I have nothing on my cheeks. So really impressed with that product. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and powder the rest of my face using my favorite BECCA powder. Now I pulled out an oldie but a goodie. This is my Smashbox Cali Contour palette. And I feel like the tones in this palette work better for light to medium skin tones. They have now come out with a deeper version of this palette as well. I don't have that one, but I haven't used this in a number of months because it's been in my full makeup box. So it's nice to kind of reacquaint myself. So I'm just gonna put this in the hollows of my cheeks, do a little contouring around my hairline here. And I do like to just mix those two. And as always, I like to do a little contouring under the jaw and the chin here. Little nose contour here. Now this does also contain a nice blush and two very subtle highlighters, but I want to go in with this new palette. This is the By Terry Brightening CC palette. So I was really intrigued by this. The online and on the box, it doesn't really give any indication why they've named it a CC. So CC usually means color correcting, but the colors inside are going to give us a nice bit of color on our cheeks. I've used this, I think, twice, and I kind of end up like mixing all of the shades. Now, there is a beautiful rose stamp on here, and the palette itself is gorgeous. But the rose stamp is going to give you an indication that this is very highly fragranced, like roses. So at first I was like, oh no, because rose scent is usually not my favorite, but this smells like the roses I have in my garden. So it smells like fresh roses, and once it's applied to the face, I no longer smell it, but you're going to smell it when you open it, so just be aware. All right, let's do a combination of this peach tone and that bronze tone. These have just a really nice, soft texture. And I thought they were going to be like really sheer, but when you apply them to the face, they really do come across with quite a lot of color. And look at that glow. It's so nice. It's really strange because even in a swatch, they don't really look like they're going to have much glow, and there's no shimmer, but man, they just give the cheeks a really nice, healthy glow. Really like that. All right, and then I'm going to clean off my blush brush, and let's just go in with a little bit of this shade right here for a little. This has a little bit of color, so it's not going to be a brightening highlight. Just going to add a little bit of glow. Really, really pretty. So it does kind of just, I don't know, gives the cheeks a really nice, healthy look. And I do feel like, I don't know, there's like that color correcting, color blending technology maybe. I don't know. Really nice. And now that it's closed, I'm not smelling the rose scent, so that's a good thing. All right, time to go back, and I'm just going to touch up the inner corner of our eyes with that light shimmery shade called Funny Girl right here. I always end up covering this area with concealer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and apply some mascara. This is the Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, so the last step before I go fix my hair is that we need some lip color. And I have not yet wiped off what was on my lips. So you can see that Color Science lip gloss, all of the shine is gone. There's a little bit of color still there. My lips are moisturized. I can still feel there's product there, but it doesn't, you can see the shine doesn't last real long. Now I ordered 2 glosses to try out. So I'm going to show you both of them. The first one is Jane Iredale. This is the Pure Gloss Lip Gloss, and it's in the shade Snowberry. Look at this. It's so pretty. When I pulled it out of the package, I was like, oh, look at all that sparkle. You know me and sparkle. And I thought it was going to be one of those squeeze up tubes, which I'm actually glad it's not. It has an interesting applicator though. It has a little color on there because I've used this several times. It's kind of a dense, hard applicator, not like rock hard. There's some flexibility, but it's not your typical doe foot applicator. And oh my goodness, the smell on this, I was trying to explain it to a friend, and I think it's Skittles. That's what it is. It's Skittles. It smells like Skittles. So sweet, tart, fruity smell. It smells so good. And you can see it's a clear gloss, this particular shade, but it does have a good amount of sparkle. Look at that. So pretty. Yeah, Really like that one. Okay, let me try on the other one and then we'll make a decision of which one we're going to wear. So when I wipe it off, there is still a little residual glitter, but it's not bad. It doesn't look strange, which is a good thing. All right, the other one I ordered is Estee Lauder, and it is the Pure Color Envy Kissable Lip Shine. I've never tried any Estee Lauder glosses before, and I have the shade 102 Peach Chill. Another one that I pulled out and I thought, oh, this looks like a gloss I'm gonna love, because you know, I really love to apply a gloss over the top of lipstick to kind of, you know, add a little bit of not just shine, but also maybe alter the color a little bit. And this one you can see has a very strong gold shift. It has some pinky peach in there, but really on the lips, I feel like the gold comes across pretty strongly. So, and this one has a brush applicator, has a very light vanilla scent, I think I would say, just real light. And this one doesn't have quite as much grip to it as the Jane Iredale one. It's a smooth, it's not sticky, but yet I think it does last a good amount of time on the lips. So you can see on its own, it doesn't have a whole lot of color. All right, let's go ahead and take it off, and then I'm gonna apply a lip liner. We'll decide. Okay, just going back with my beauty sponge and a little bit of foundation. I'm just gonna make the lips real easy today. A little bit of foundation, a little bit of powder. All right, so I'm gonna go in with my favorite lip liner. If you saw my recent lip video, you know it is the Smashbox Be Legendary Line and Prime. And I just swatched 3 of the colors on my hand. I think I'm gonna go with this one. We might add a little bit of darker color in there, but I think I'm gonna skip lipstick today and just do liner and gloss. So this first shade is Medium Neutral Rose. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the lips with that color. That's a pretty color all by itself, isn't it? I think I'm gonna use the Jane Iredale gloss after all, since this has a little bit of pink tones, kind of ties in with our shimmery eyeshadow and the pink flowers on my blouse. So let's just add a little bit of this. I have let that lip liner set and sink in and kind of set on the lips. So now I'm going to add a little bit of this yummy smelling gloss. And again, I'm not gonna take this all the way to the edge. You saw my tips video, you will know why. So add a little more here in the center. All right, now before I show you the up close of the finished makeup look, there's a couple of hair products I want to show you, because you might not normally think of checking Derm Store for hair products, but they carry hair products too. So the first one, I picked up a new tube of my favorite Rapid Brow Eyebrow Enhancing Serum. I've used this for more than 3 years, and it is the only way that I am able to maintain and grow any eyebrow hairs. So, I mean, I still have to fill in, but I feel like I have a good amount of eyebrow hairs, and it is all because of that serum. The other 2 products are by Briogeo. They are the Be Gentle, Be Kind Banana and Coconut Nourishing Superfood Shampoo and Conditioner. And let me just tell you, the scent on these products is fantastic. This particular combination is a strong banana scent with a sweet coconut that comes through, and it is so strongly fragranced that it stays with you after you're out of the shower, as you're blow drying your hair, and then as I was just running the flat iron through my hair, I could smell a whiff of it again. I thought, oh man, this is when I wish I had longer hair so I could pull it around and smell it all day. It's so delicious, and this particular duo is for those of us with drier hair. They have one if you have oily hair. I will say the shampoo, if you use a lot of styling products like I do, you'll have to shampoo at least twice to get everything out. There's no sulfates in here, so it doesn't start foaming up until about the 2nd time through. So, but the conditioner, this is my favorite of the 2. It is nourishing and thick and feels amazing on the hair, but yet after you've rinsed it out, your hair doesn't feel heavy and it doesn't get weighed down through the day. So really have been enjoying those products. All right, now the finished makeup look, here we go. I feel like this is a nice, soft nod to fall makeup. So kind of the early entrance, the eyes, I think because I didn't add an eyeliner, it kind of kept the eye look a little bit softer and allowed us to really focus on the cheeks. I am not one to really bring out the cheek color much, but I feel like with this cheek combination, oh my goodness, I am just loving how it's looking. There is that really nice healthy glow on the cheeks and a little more pink than I typically do. But I don't know, I think the cheeks look healthy. And as we're going into fall and winter, I think sometimes that's the struggle, to make our skin look vibrant and healthy. And I feel like this duo definitely did it. So overall, I'm really pleased with that. And because I use the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation, that is something that will keep all of your cheek color in place throughout the day, because that foundation will not move around, it doesn't wear down. So I love knowing that I've started with a good base and everything's gonna stay in place. Hey, that rhymed. So as I mentioned earlier, be sure you check the description box below for a list and links to all of the products I used today. Now, if there's a product that I didn't use or a favorite brand that you're curious if Dermstore carries, head straight over to their website. Don't forget, you get a 15% off discount on your first purchase, and they have a loyalty rewards program. I don't know if this is new, but I didn't know about it before now. And you earn points which translate into dollars off, which is my personal favorite kind of rewards program. So they have so many different skincare brands, products, things that I personally find difficult to find on other websites. So head over there and do some window shopping and just see what they have to offer. Thank you as always so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.